What's good, Rattlers? Today is Friday, March 18th. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Jasmine.
Now, on to the word of the week with Oliver.
Hello, and today's word of the week is reciprocal, meaning corresponding, matching, complementary, equivalent. We all want to be treated the same, so we expect the same treatment. So that would be considered a reciprocal treatment. This word kind of reminds me of the older relationship like Kim and Kanye's. They were so good together and they had a relationship as reciprocals for 6 years. It's so hard to imagine one without the other. That's all for the word of the week this week. I'm Olivette. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you.
Now on to Giselle with our teacher segment.
My name is Mrs. Hughes.
How long have you been working at this school?
This is my second year at Rancho, and last year was my first year with the online school. And before that, I was at Desert Hot Springs for 4 years, and then before that, I was at Palm Springs for 1 year, and then previous to that, I was at Cathedral City High for 12 or 13 years.
What's your favorite language?
My favorite language is French, for sure. Although I did start with English, but French is my favorite language.
Have you ever done international studies?
I studied in Switzerland, and I was supposed to be doing more German than French, but I ended up doing a lot of French because I prefer it. But I was studying French and German in Switzerland.
Thank you.
Attention, PSUSD is hosting the first ever Sunrise Film Festival. The festival is open to PSUSD middle school and high school students. The mission is to provide a place for students to share their voices of family, friends, and those around them.
Festival categories include documentaries, narratives, and curriculums. These stories can be fiction or nonfiction. If you're interested in submitting your film, visit the website to talk to Mr. McIntosh in room 354.
The spring musical Head Over Heels is coming up with performances on April 1st to 2nd at 7 p.m. and April 3rd at 2 p.m. If you're interested in attending, you may purchase tickets from any cast member or at the door for $20.
Now for the sports.
What's up, Rancho Mirage? It's AJ with the sports section. Last week, the baseball team won all 3 of their games with a 12-1 win against Palm Springs, and then another win against Palm Springs with a score of 15-9. Then finally, an 11-3 win against Palo Verde Valley High School. Good job, guys. Then, softball won 3 out of their 4 games with a 13-0 win against Palm Springs, a 9-5 loss against Elsinore, a 15-0 win against Palm Springs, and then finally a 25-0 win against Laguna Beach. Good job, ladies. Finally, boys and girls track both lost their meets against Big Bear, with the boys losing 65-61 and the girls losing 65-39. Although both track teams may have lost the meet, many Rattlers in many different events managed to set personal records, with the most substantial coming from senior Trinity Barnett, who set a new school record in the 400 with a time of 60.03 seconds, beating the old school record by over 3 seconds. Now, let's look at next week's events. Next Monday, softball and baseball have games against Palm Desert. Then, on Tuesday, boys golf has a golf game against Shadow Hills, and boys tennis has matches against Xavier Prep. Wednesday, boys golf has a golf match against West Valley, and then boys and girls track and boys and girls swim have events against Palm Springs. Finally, on Thursday, the boys golf team has a match against Banning, and boys tennis, baseball, and softball all have matches against Palm Desert. That's all for sports. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you. That's all for now, Rattlers.
If you have any information or announcements you want on the Rattler Report, please contact Mr. McIntosh or DM our Twitter at RMHS News.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and visit our website at rattlerreport.org for your future broadcasts. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Taylor, and we're signing off.